All the Mikos Impossible Mikos, my name is Taffrey16. Welcome back to another episode of Reading Your Comments special Saturday edition, or maybe Friday if you're watching this early on Patreon. No, actually, they're probably getting this maybe 10 hours early, so it's still technically Saturday, but it's also early. You get the point is, regardless of when you're watching this on, this is a bit of a supersized episode because it's comments from the last 2 weeks, because I did not do an episode of this last week, but let's go ahead and read some comments. A whole series time, maybe half a series at a time, would be a great way to watch Dad's Army. Absolutely. It's on my list for things to do series-wise. Thinking this Faulty Towers revival has not gonna happen written all over it. I don't know, I feel like it might happen, just not happen well. You know, it's not just the humor I'm concerned about too, because it's more like the character of Basil was such a bouncing off the walls guy. How old is John Cleese now? He's, I don't know his exact age, but I'm willing to bet he's at least in his 70s. He is 83 now. 83 years old. If he tries to do that same Basil character now, he might legitimately have a heart attack. Alan Carr hosts Alan Carr's epic game show, with each episode being classic game show bullseye player cards. Really? That sounds really fun. Actually, that sounds like a good thing to look into. I'm 45 today, I don't do people anymore, hence why I own cats and not dogs. I don't have to go out. You know, that sounds like me in 20 years, and I'm completely fine with that. 8 minutes into the video, Granville put his dirty dustpan and brush on unpackaged bread. Ugh, you'd think someone like Arkwright would be more concerned about health and safety, but I think he's just probably more concerned about making a buck, but still, hard to make bucks when you're shut down by the health inspector. A quality episode for sure. You'll recognize Alan's co-eater lady from Spaced, where she plays Marcia, the wine-loving lady who lives upstairs. Spaced is another one definitely I should put in for the whole series thing, considering I can't get it on YouTube anymore. Wonder who's worse at singing, Alan here or Mel singing Lonely Girl in Benidorm? Alan's was more cringe. Mel's was funnier. I thought Sally Phillips and I'm Alan Partridge cracking up with laughter was genuine too, but apparently it was so fake that they actually gave her a headache from forcing it too much. She said Alan Partridge was definitely faked. I was enormously put out, age 26 or 27, and people thought I was just laughing. I gave myself a headache trying to fake it. You have to really shake your shoulders because real laughter doesn't read on camera. She faked it pretty well, I'll give her that. Great reaction. I always download videos shown on Dailymotion as it cuts out all the ads. That's a good way of doing it. Yeah, there are websites for that. The whole series? What a fantastic surprise. He commented this on Gavin and Stacey. Little did he know that the full series reactions were only beginning. Long time you have to wait to react to the 2019 Gavin Stacey Christmas special reflects how long fans of the show had to wait in real life. Well, I mean, they made you wait 10 years. I'm only making you wait 10 months. Remember the first time I watched Gavin and Stacey and the reveal of Pete's ring? Absolutely hilarious. Wish they made a spin-off series of Pete and Don's characters. Are so funny. It should be a dark comedy if they do. Only just about to start Gavin season 17, but not realize or explain the text message at the end of 16 with Spiffy texting Gavin that he had slept with Nessa, so Nessa getting the text and turning Spiffy was completing the circle. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. And it confused me at first, because I was like, what the hell's the text about? You're spoiling us. There will soon be a new job for head of the BBC. I don't know if I want to be head of the BBC. I mean, doesn't being head of the BBC usually involve covering up for pedophiles? Mr. Brittis means well, he's just a little unaware, he's kind of like Alan Partridge. Yes and no. I mean, Alan means well, but Alan's also intentionally an asshole, you know? I don't think Brittis is intentionally an asshole at all. He's just completely oblivious. Hopefully you enjoy the future holy shit moments in Brittis. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know quite what to expect from it, but from what it's been talked up to me from, a lot of people have talked it up to me, there are some actual, really huge moments that happen in the show. So, I am looking forward to it. Is it me who just can't see Mr. Brittis without an H on his head? I think I've distincted them a little bit, but, I mean, yeah, it is hard to pull away from Red Dwarf, but at the same time, they're such interesting characters, because they're similar characters, but they're not. They're both, annoying and somewhat snobby characters, but they're different in the fact that Rimmer is just a dick, and again, Brittis is just a person who means well but completely oblivious. I really struggle to get into Derry Girls. It feels like every joke or every character has been done before, done better. I can't really think of anything unique about the show except maybe the setting as a result of historical and political events. But even they aren't worked in the show that clearly. They're just kind of happening in the background. I think that's kind of the point, that the show is telling the tales of their characters while also acknowledging that real life events are happening at the same time in that setting. I think that's kind of the point. As far as it not being unique, how many shows have covered the Troubles in that way? Has there really been that many? So I don't know if I'd, you know, how many shows have covered the Troubles in the form of a sitcom about 4 girls and a guy going to school, you know, and getting in all kind of hijinks. Has it been covered in that way? So as far as it not be, unless there's been a million shows that have done that in that way, you know, you're just wrong about it not being unique, to be perfectly blunt. You're just wrong. Good Night, Sweetheart is really interesting to me because it's a double time warp for 2023 viewers. You get to look into the 40s and the 90s too, and to see how much has changed in 30 years, especially the cars, the fashion. It is a good point. That is a good point. I mean, a lot has changed since the 90s, so that's a really good point. Actually, it is a double time warp. That's pretty fun. In Gladiators, they should make it so that our hands and waists were actually tied to the rope and tilt, and also a wall or something behind them. Then there wouldn't be disparity if one of them lets go of the rope a bit and makes the other fall at the back. Then it just comes down to brute strength, so you can someone fall off the front. Yeah, I mean, I think they should have scrapped it, to be honest. Like, I think this was just something that they thought would be good. When they were just I think they felt like they really needed new, you know, to put it bluntly, it kind of felt like they were throwing shit at the wall, you know. Like, it's like, okay, what sticks, you know, we need new ideas. Tilt, stuck, do it, you know. So I think they were just kind of desperate for new challenges in this series. Gladiator is probably my favorite reaction you do. It's probably the easiest thing I film, if I'm being honest. Like, it's 50 minutes and it doesn't feel like it. And I've said that about Line of Duty too. And don't get me wrong, I really have enjoyed Line of Duty. But the difference is, Line of Duty is 50 minutes and goes by really fast. Line of Duty is like an hour and goes by really fast. But Line of Duty is tense as shit, my guy. like I am just tense as shit for that whole thing. Gladiators, I ain't ever tense. You know, it's just a fun time. So I mean, Line of Duty is great, don't get me wrong, but Gladiators is the easiest thing I watch because it's an easy watch. Maybe time for getting a haircut, mate, getting a bit long. I gotta be honest, like, I usually ignore these, but like, these comments are just, I get the comments like this every once in a while. They're so fucking weird. Like, you're not my fucking dad. I am a fully grown adult person. I can do whatever I want with my hair. You know, like, I don't mean to get defensive. You know, actually, no, I do mean to get defensive, actually, because it's weird. It's honestly weird. Like, the whole, like, oh yeah, you should, like, none of you are my parents. Like, it's, I am an adult. If I want to grow my hair out, then I will. Comments like this, even if you mean well, it's fucking weird. I agree with you. This series of Outnumbered is as good as the rest. I think people automatically wrote it off because the kids were no longer cute. Yeah, which is ridiculous. And also, I think it's just a word-to-mouth thing. You know, like, that there are a lot of people that have opinions on things that they've never seen. That's just the internet, you know? People, instead of seeing things, will get opinions from a large group of other people and then copy and paste that as their own opinion. I feel like a lot of people got opinions from other groups of people that the 5th series Outnumbered wasn't good, and they copy and paste it as their own opinion without actually seeing it, you know, just because of that one group didn't like it, which is, it's bullshit, but that's also just how the internet works. The level of detail in Outnumbered was immense, the realism in particular. The house in the last series was so much neater and tidier than the previous because the kids grew up. It's a good point. The barman in the last episode hated Mike Ashley. Many Newcastle folks supported the Rangers and employees of Sports Direct do with good reason, but still had Sports Direct mug behind bar. You know, I mean, that's just life, you know? Like, we all own things that we hate because we're all hypocrites, me included. You know, like, we all hate that China uses child slave labor to produce phones, but we buy the fucking phones anyway, you know? Like, we're all hypocrites. That's just how it is. Now that you've finished Outnumbered, you know, we'll replace it because may I make a recommendation for Downtown Abbey? I haven't seen Downtown Abbey. Maybe it'd be something to do on here. You know, I wanted to get rid of some, cut down some monthly series But now I've cut down 3, and I didn't expect it. I finished Gavin and Stacey, I finished Outnumbered, and I'm gonna finish Derry Girls this month. So I've cut 3 out, which arguably my 3 most popular ones. So, there's so many things. There's a million fucking things to do. There's just a million things to do, and I don't know which one to do. So let me know what you want to see, possibly monthly, because there's just so many things. Regarding your confusion at Donald's comment at the end of Benidorm, it's the same way that the shortened F slur means cigarette here. The elongated version of the word means a type of meatball with a pork offal. Kind of surprised it hasn't come up yet. Incidentally, Googling pork Fs will bring up the Wikipedia page. So Donald's just happy to see cheap meatballs on a menu, but in the process offended Kenneth and Gavin. Okay, because like I swear to God, I thought he just called them for no reason. Like I was massively confused. So I'm sure that was partially the joke, but at least there's also a double entendre. I know it's hard to believe, but Liam turns into one of the best characters in Benidorm, so definitely stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it, don't get me wrong, but I hope you're right, because right now I'm just not feeling it as far as he goes. This is definitely a transition series, Benidorm. It all clicks into place eventually. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm trying to cut it some slack too, because I know with Mel's actor dying, they had to rewrite a lot. They probably had to rewrite the whole fucking series, because I'm sure Mel was supposed to be the centerpiece, as he kind of was the previous 2 series, especially series 3. So I'm trying to cut them some slack. Loving these full series dealios you've been doing. You're seriously killing it with this upload schedule the last few months, especially considering how many are full series, multiple uploads. I imagine they're mainly to help clear your schedule a little bit, so I won't take it for granted if it's a permanent feature. Yes and no. It is to clear a schedule a little bit, but also, like I just said earlier, there's so many things to do, and, it's hard to just, do one episode at a time anymore, because, I just had to take a hard look at some series, like Doctor Who. It's like, if I were to continue Doctor Who even twice a month, it would take me 10 million years to get through it, So, I mean, some things you just need to be done in bulk. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for my 211th episode of Reading Your Comments. The comments in this video were pulled from the following videos. You ready? Reading Your Comments 210, Open All Hours 5, I'm Alan Partridge 2, Gavin and Stacey to complete 3rd series, British Empire 10 and 11, Derry Girls to complete 2nd series, Goodnight Sweetheart to complete 1st series, Gladiators series 2-6, Outnumbered to complete 5th series plus special, Benidorm 24 and 25, Line of Duty complete 2nd series. If you want a chance to get your comment read in next week's episode of Reading Your Comments, the videos to comment on are as follows. This video, the reaction video that came out yesterday, which was Blackpool to complete series. The reaction video comes out tomorrow, which will be the complete 2nd series of Torchwood. The reaction video comes out Monday, Tuesday will be Ashes to Ashes complete 1st series, by the way. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are the videos that you can comment on to get your comment read in next week's episode of Reading Your Comments. But that is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to leave it a like. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, my Twitch, I stream every single day. My 2nd channel, Free Reviews, my Twitter. If you want to follow me on my Patreon, if you want to support me on my daily motion, all things are in the video description down below, as well as the Twitch Files channel and the community Reddit. Also, thank you to all my Patrons who are currently named in the video description. If you didn't know, you can be Patreon me for as little as $1 £1, and you get access to reaction videos, as well as read comments up to a day early, sometimes more, and get your name in the video description as well, as I just said. With all that being said, though, my name is Taffy. This has been my 211th episode of Reading Your Comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.